So to say this is crucial is an understatement. This, you reckon, to keep them in the match. They need something good to happen. So they've gone from 2 straight to 3-9.
Yes, all the game pressure now is on Essendon, isn't it?
Yep.
That's the way it's gone this first quarter and a half. Essendon the ones that have to respond.
Contact, Essendon free kick. Essendon free kick.
Essendon's free kick. Where do they take it from?
Essendon free.
Dennis, where do they take it from?
It's a free kick off the ball. High contact. High contact. Okay, Richard.
Obviously where the ball is or where the greatest advantage position is, and that's where it is.
It's like being trapped in a forest
Joseph.
with some yellow-bellied sapsuckers. A whole flock of them. 300 of them.
Just on the left here, Joseph to Prisma. We just saw the raised forearm.
It's there.
Suddenly that miss doesn't mean anything, does it?
Now the old 7-point play. Hardingham comes in and kicks the goal. Well done.
Yeah, well, I would have thought that sort of good fortune, maybe they've made their own good fortune, but I think the good fortune of the game has gone Carlton's way a bit. Maybe you could argue that free kick to Hampson down the other end, and there is very little in that. Maybe there's a little bit of late high contact. But anyway, the umpires certainly made sure that off-the-ball contact is going to be free kick. I reckon we've had 4, 5, 6 already.
Just see there, just the left forearm to Prismal's shoulder slid up, and the high contact was probably incidental. But the umpires made a statement at the start of the game, paying 2 free kicks early, and certainly they've been consistent with that.
Couldn't argue with the consistency. 4-9-9-4 here. So Carlton had a chance to really bury Essendon with that miss by Dempsey, and the Bombers get the goal through Hardingham. Collier, and then Davey, high tackle.
Contact, free kick.
They need a good finish to this half. And you reckon they might be back in this as the ball goes to fall forward. Hill, and well done, Gibbs. Played it beautifully, and that's a great kick.
Isn't it?
Magnificent. He's kicked that ball 65 metres off one step.
That's
and that equally is a brilliant tackle.
And Calvin Davies off with either arm, shoulder.
Thanks, Kane.
No. So it's 95 kilos straight on your elbow.
So Murphy on the back step, ball out of play.
Good tackle, throw it in.
Some weight in that tackle. Let's go down to Tim.
Well, it looks to be his left elbow. They've just taken him down into the medical room down below, so we'll have an update shortly.
Greg. Armfield. Had it smothered by Zaharakis. Lonigan. Hooley run down from behind. It's been a hallmark of their play tonight, Carlton. They really have come with venom on the ball carrier. Greg has got the football now, running it up towards the wing. Beckons some action up ahead from Warnock. Warnock obliges, works in front, battles with Ryder, loose ball at the back. Well done by Hurley. Brilliant stuff. Ryder
Through the middle.
Hocking, feigns a hand pass, comes to Dempsey. Well, anything but he comes up wide to Hooker. Hooker looks back towards the middle, nothing on, so he comes down the line. Remus can't get there, out of bounds on the fall.
Had the opportunity then, the Bombers at half-back, to chance their arm and go through the guts of the MCG, but Hooker chose to go wide, and here's the result.
So Bauer, sometimes you've got to have the guts to go through it, don't you? But Bauer got it back from Neagle. And then Scotland, Hurley. Hasn't been a good spot for them this end of the MCG though tonight, the Bombers so far. Down low, Davies, he's been in a lot of contested footy with not much happening so far for him.
And that last bit of play with a strong tackle from the Essendon Footy Club, they've really lifted their rating. They're now up to 9 tackles to 2 in the last 8 minutes of game, and tackling has ebbed and flowed with the score.
Just feel like if they can get the next goal, they're back in it, don't you?
Yep.
Judd down low. And Hurley's been caught a few times tonight. He's been slow to react with the ball in hand tonight.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks.
So active Ratton, isn't he?
Watch the blocks, Richard. Thanks. Give us room.
Warnock, such a big man, winning the tap, and then Judd toe poking forward and gaining 25 metres.
It's interesting watching Brett Ratton on the boundary line as a coach. He spoke before the game about how important contested ball and tackles are, and they're really tangible for all to see. So if you don't do the job on the ground, instead of listening to the coach down the phone, you're going to actually have to eyeball him, and I think that's been really effective for Carlton tonight.
Judd, a sweeping hand pass intended for White, getting a hand to it. Watson, Garlett did well, ran back into Howlett though, spills to Watson. Having another fine night. Watson, magnificent hand pass. Worth a kick to Hooley. 70 metres out. Hooley, low down. What a beautiful pass. And that time, Hardingham didn't have to jump. But he's good with his hands, and he's good low down, as we saw there on his chest.
It was a wonderful handball by Watson to bring the ball inside. But forward of the footy, Hardingham and Nagel just were able to cover for each other. Yep. Little subtle blocking which enabled Hardingham to get the big space.
We saw Joe there had the option to go outside, brought it back through the middle, and certainly the intensity at the contest has definitely lifted in the past 5 or 10 minutes for the Bombers.
Both the stars, Chris Judd and Joe Watson, 13 possessions apiece. Hardingham, well, his accuracy has deserted him for the moment. He misses to the right-hand side, and you just wonder whether Matthew Knights is second-guessing himself too about Prismal on Judd to start, because they're digging themselves out of a hole, basically, well, not basically, but in part because of that, I fancy.
Howlett's running with him now, and Howlett was terrific a minute ago with a tackle on Garland, who looked like he was away. Here's Judd. So 14 disposals for him. Jamison. It's hooked and wide, and Essendon continue to just pull the heat on Carlton here. They're a long way behind on the board, but it's been played in their half a bit at the moment. Zaharakis, haven't seen much of him yet. He and Monfils both quiet. Just going to load it up here and kick to about 15 metres. Front spot was Hardingham. Judd was in the right spot. Bauer took them on.
And 50 metres.
Free kick at 50.
No, that's stiff. No. It's got to be a legal disposal. It's 50 metres. Look. It's all right. Look. Look at that. I don't need to look. Let's go.
So Bauer's given 50 away here.
He's exactly right. He doesn't need to look. Still haven't seen the decision be changed on an umpire look at the screen. He's probably stiff though.
Yep, yeah.
Winderlich from the goal square. For the second time in this quarter, they've had a free kick in the goal square here, the Bombers, and they close the gap.
It was clearly because he kicked the ball well after the free kick was given. No, I know that. Yeah, that's cool.
But Bauer's got a point, because if the player who received the ball thought it was a legal hand pass as we do, then obviously it follows the player who got the ball is only a couple of metres away. He makes a decision and kicks the footy. Wow.
See it there, that's legal for mine. But we've said all night the umpires are red hot.
And maybe lukewarm.
Just see Jane Eagle on screen there. I think the player Essendon have missed tonight, Scott Gumbleton. He's probably unheralded in his work rate across half forward. Eagle doesn't look like he's got the physical capacity to cover as much ground, but they're generating goals from their defensive efforts further up the ground.
Ellard does well, feeds it back to Judd. Judd run down from behind brilliantly. Watson was the tackler. Getting through down there is Howlett. The kick, though, offline and behind.
The value of the tackle of the chase. The tackle of Watson that turns the ball over here. And then the chase of Armfield, which just makes Howlett hook the ball left.
Here's Murphy. Need a bit more from him. 6 possessions so far. 7 now. Jams the ball in the direction of Hadley. Hadley's taken the mark outside the defensive 50 to Warnock. Warnock's holding his own. He's been okay tonight. Here's a long kick again. Could catch a few out with the distance he puts on the kick, and this one goes down towards half forward. Hampson read it beautifully off the boot. Hampson takes a strong mark just forward of centre wing. Judd offers in the pocket. That's ignored. He kicks down towards full forward.